So we just want to talk about Bernard of Clairvaux, but first, did everyone get the notes? Did you get the handout? If not, just raise your hand. The ushers will just come around right now. But we just want to talk about his huge impact on the prayer movement, and we have Dana here. We just love Dana. Could you just give a couple sentences about just how that's impacted the human heart and just everything?
Yeah, well, I'm a friend of the bridegroom, and I love being in a place where they talk about the Song of Solomon and how that his revelation as a bridegroom totally changes our lives.
If you want to talk about Bernard of Clairvaux, you really have to consider his background. If you want to consider his background, you really have to look at the monasticism in the 12th century. And to look at the monks in the 12th century, you have to consider that Catholicism in that time was a radical expression of devotion to Jesus. And now Bernard, he started his own abbey in France, in the Wormwood of later named Clairvaux.
We just love Dave. I'm just so glad you could join us. Now, just come over here. That was so good what you said about radical devotion. Dana, could you just rephrase what you just said? You just say it so good. Could you just, but more heartfelt, and just a sentence or two about the trailers?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. That was so well said. I think you could sum up Bernard's life by saying the man burned for Jesus. He was the picture of zeal. We look at him through the corridors of history, and we read these sermons on the Song of Solomon. He was a political intercessor for Israel, supporting the Second Crusade with the formation of the Knights Templar.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Dana. And I think another important point of Bernard was the radical nature of Clairvaux Abbey. I was skim reading these books about the movement while you all were talking. These monks practiced strict asceticism under his leadership, you see. And Bernard was actually much more severe on himself than he was on them.
That's good, that's good.
Fire, show. Reminds me of those early days in the trailers, where I said to the Lord, I will make a covenant with my eyes. Remember those crazy 50-day fasts, Dana?
Oh, I remember, Corey. Matt and I had just gotten married. We couldn't hide anything from each other.
They were just so cute. I just loved it.
Yeah, and it was just so real. And the rewards of fasting, like Bernard found.
But you found it hard too, right? Just give a little snippet on that for you.
Yeah, it was so hard, putting your flesh down every day. But again, coming back to those rewards of fasting like Bernard found. It's in the voluntary giving of the will and the flesh to our beautiful bridegroom God.
And just a thought, CBETS, if you go to cbetskc.org, you can actually find some resources on fasting that can help you with this 40-day fast. You just go to cbetskc.org.
Or mykebagel.org. It should be on the notes.
Yeah, and so I love that that's what Bernard touches on when he does the Song of Solomon, that it's about our voluntary love and not these performance-based punishments.
Yeah, Bernard influenced our ministry greatly, and where Song of Solomon is. And Corey, it really touched you. Why don't you just give a little snippet on that for us? We just love Corey. Amen and amen. Let's stand.